a child has his own mind, why then is immorality traced to the home? Hi, welcome back. This is our corner and my name is Lola Jewel. Today we'll be talking about immorality among youth. Thank you very much for watching the previous episode, and I like the fact that you are still watching today. If you're new here, this is our corner. My name is Lola Jewel and I'm your host for today. Thank you and stay tuned till after the short break. Audio Welcome back. You're still on the show. We have with us today a very special guest. His name is Mr. Abdulateef Abdul Karim, who will be talking to us about immorality among youth. And here he's going to introduce himself to us.
Thank you, Lola. I am by name Abdul Karim Abdulateef. I'm a student of Ahmadu Bello University. I hail from Kogi State, and I'm a scientist, an astronomer, a human behaviorist, a car freak, and I am so glad to be on the show today.
Thank you very much for honoring us. We say thank you to you. So, coupled with the fact that we will be talking about immorality among youth today. So, what's your say on immorality? What do you understand by immorality?
Thank you very much again, and it's good to be here. First, I would like us to have little understanding about what immorality is.
Okay.
Immorality, the word immorality, is gotten from immoral,
Okay.
which simply means a negative of an attitude. Like we all understand what morality is, which is talking about the good morals or the good character or attributes of human. But the word immoral is telling us the opposite side of what the attitudes are. And example of immoral is, or let's say the forms of immoral, which I would really love to buttress on much today, is within our youth, because we believe we have greater impact to make in the society.
Okay.
So we may see in several occasions where our youth are so impolite in giving speeches or having this so dishonest way of living their life,
Okay.
or a very disheartening way of their appearance, which we believe to be immodesty,
Okay.
impurity, because I believe these are the greatest negativity we have within our society that are craving into our youth. And also, like we know, the youth are the drive of our today's society.
Okay, what target do you think the youth are missing? What target do you think we are missing? What are we missing?
Well, I believe in every society, the good cultured youth within our society created exactly the better impact like we are expecting from or within a particular society. What I meant is this. For instance, the great impact we assumed should be expected from a youth are how to bring up a child, how they speak with the parent at home, how they interact within the society, and how friendly they are within the environs. We realize within this 21st century, the the immodesty within our youth in the 21st century has been recorded to be one of the highest ever, despite we know it originated deep down within us and also gotten from the Western cultures. For instance, the reason why I said it originated within us was that if you look at the Eastern Hemisphere of Nigeria entirely, our cultural dressings then was to clad the sorry, can I use the word breast on the show?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, to clad the breast and also cover the private part. Okay. And during the era of colonization was when the Western came into Africa and realized this is exactly how this dressing was being done. So they went ahead, copied this culture, and take it back to their own culture for further refining, which now turns into what is making a very negative impact in our society today. Okay. And corruption, like we know, I believe this is as a result of much greed within our youth. Okay. Because if a youth is much contented with the little privilege they had, I believe there should be little limitation to most of the side effects we have within our today's society.
So do you really believe youth should be limited to what they have? Like, why do you think they should be contented with exactly what they have right now? Can't they wish for more?
Of course they can wish for more, only if they realize the more they are wishing for is making no negative impact to the society. Like I said, these are the characteristics being embedded within them that gives a negative impact to the society. Okay. For instance, like you previously just spoke about being limited. Exactly. You don't expect someone to go into robbery or go into fraudulent activities just because they have no means to earn or a means of earning or means of living. Okay. That doesn't justify the fact that you're creating a very huge nuisance to the society. Okay. And moreover, the damages being done as a result of such cannot be overemphasized.
What do you think are the causes of immorality? Like, what do you think?
The most important one, which I believe it is first, parental guidance. Okay. Or like how much you learn from your parent, how much was being transferred to you, because we believe every building without a solid foundation is going to crumble no matter how long or no matter how far it takes to build that. So, and secondly, I believe we should also try to be a little bit contented in whatsoever our parents are able to provide to us. Then we try to look for a very lawful way of growing ourselves to be better within this society.
Okay. So thank you very much for watching. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be talking on how the family is the first cause of immorality.
Hi, I'm Tomi, and I love enjoyment. Abby, who don't like better thing? I like to do things that make me feel happy and comfortable. One of these things is going to a nice and comfortable restaurant and treat myself to a delicious and good meals.
Hi, welcome back. Thank you for listening and still staying on the show. So we have talked about the forms and where immorality originated from and how it is being abused. Right now we will be talking about if a child has its own mind, why does it have to be traced back home? So please, can you tell us, do you really believe in the saying, charity begins at home?
Thank you very much once again. Of course, I do believe in the saying.
Okay. Why?
The word charity begins at home. Let's emphasize more on the word charity. Charity is we all believe is giving out aims, giving out helps to others. But if I am to go further, I would love to tell you that is not just all about charity.
Okay.
Charity is having a good will without even implementing. Charity is giving out good words, comforting words. Okay. Charity is also smiling. Smiling to people is charity. Trust me when I do say that. Someone might be so much in a much of depression, and with that little smile you give to them, you never know how far it could really go. That is why they said, no matter how dressed you are, you're not fully dressed without a smile. Okay. So I say the goodness or the greatest impact you make to your children are the charity which you give them, and I believe it must be originated from the parent.
Okay, so why is it why is home the first cause of immorality?
Because that is where exactly learning started from. For instance, a newly bathed child.
Okay.
The very first lesson they learn is how to suck a breast. If the mother hadn't bring up the face and directed the nipple to them, the child wouldn't have known that is where the fruit will come from. So, in as much as the doings, the don'ts, and daily activities of the parent are of negative effect or positive effect, so as the child will bring up the fact. Let's go into a little bit from scientific view. They said if a child is being born, there are higher tendency that it's going to take after the father's look and take after the mother's intelligence. So I believe with that little, the parents should be able to be, or they should be held responsible for the upbringing of the child.
Oh, held responsible, you
Held
say, and yet
responsible.
a child has its own mind.
Of
Why
course.
should the parents take the blame
Of course.
when they have their own mind? Why?
Let's try to be a little bit more on a neutral ground.
Okay.
In our society, things are being run differently like it is in the Western world.
Okay.
In the Western world, or let's start within our home, you don't commit a crime and run out of your home and feel like you've gone scot-free.
Okay.
Your mother or your father shall be held accountable for whatsoever actions you've committed. Unlike in the West, where they only believe the law is chasing you and not your family. So why within ourselves or within our own environment where we believe that the father or the mother will be held responsible for the child, that shows the high level of responsibilities or their duties to impact positively to the child. And like you said, the child also have
Their own
they
mind.
have
The
their
law
own
doesn't
mind.
the law here in Nigeria did not state that the parents, because everybody is equal before the law.
I'm
so
sorry to say, who actually told you to go by the books?
Okay. I still believe there are good citizens and good
Well, I
judge
never
here.
acknowledge that fact that there are no any other good citizens out there. But the facts still remain. Within our own immediate environment, if a child commits a crime, it's not going to get away. The parents will not be safe because they will be held accountable for what the child has done, even when they knew it wasn't committed by the parent.
Okay.
So now, coming to this, if the parent has done their assignment rightly, which with no doubt you brought up a child, you sent them to school, you taught them how to read and write, you taught them how to communicate within their immediate family, you taught them the gap between good and bad.
Yes.
Do not hurt this. If you hurt this, you give them more of this. This can only be given deep down within the root of the family, not by an outsider. So this is trying to make us understand that whatsoever is being impacted, then it should be from the home, not from outside. So that is why you see they are being held. And at the same time, I believe no matter how you impacted into some people, they will still remain so numb to that. And that is how I'll give this say out. That says you can't really save a man from himself. Only those who are willing to be saved will be saved.
Okay, so exactly now, what is your say on juvenile delinquency? Because now you are trying to say you don't really believe that a child the law actually is equal. That is what I think. That was what I'm trying to portray now, because I feel like there's still some kids out there, the minors, who still go through those torture. They're not necessarily in prison, but then they are reprimanded. So what's your say on juvenile delinquency?
Well, this actually came very tough, but sometimes I may say we might see the outside world to be the prison or the confinement to be the prison. But did you know that there are some other children who actually live within their own house as a prison? People who don't feel comfortable within their immediate family. Not because their father or their mother aren't doing the right thing, but they might also be the one rejecting the way they are trying to be brought up.
How do you mean?
All right. For instance, within our society today, in our present day, with the influence or the peer group influence we have within our society, there are some children who are being taught to be modest in dressing, do not lie, do not steal, do not cheat. But due to the fact that they were so uncontented or not contented with the kind of life they had, they got the influence from outsider where, for instance, your peers are using a higher devices, they spend lavishly in school, and you simply felt because your parents do have the resources, but they are not being made available to you. So you have to go against the rules. And therefore, I believe there are some parents out there who wouldn't take a no to immorality. a yes to immorality, if I may say. And there are some sons or daughters out there who will not bend to any will of the parent because they felt their own personal interest comes first. That doesn't mean the parents are right, and that doesn't mean the parents are wrong.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that it has to be balanced. You need to understand the fact that your parents are taking you to the level of great height. And at the same time, the parents also need to realize that there are also other forces influencing the child to keep making demand from outside that felt so uncomfortable to them.
So now, because most parents now have low responsiveness, they do not want to listen to their children. And so it's, do you mean it's the fault of the child to talk to somebody who listens? Because I think parents do more of the talking now, and so them going outside of their so-called prison, I mean their home now, it's not really their fault. It's the fact that they find comfort in where
elsewhere.
they are, elsewhere, exactly. So, like, would you really say, because most of them are really lured, they are lured into a lot of things. I mean, the peer pressure and all that. So, from the start, it was the thing they thought was right. What's your say on that?
Well, from my own point of view, I always try to balance things up. First, our culture doesn't permit a child to make demand, which is something we see trying to change.
Okay.
And at the same time, while we are trying to do that, the children or the child is also trying to take advantage that, after all, we are trying to do this, so I have to go hard on them.
Okay.
But the fact is that there are guidelines given. Sorry, I'll have to take this through the spiritual realm.
Okay.
Like I said, from the inception of time, the human is we all originated from the highest spiritual realm.
Okay.
Being brought into this human body with little subconsciousness within us that is going to tell you where the wrongs are, where the rights are.
Exactly.
Because it's so obvious that there is nothing you do in this world. You don't have to be told, hey, you're doing something bad. There is that little voice in your head that's going to say, hey, baby, hey, dude, you're all doing something wrong. And that is where the spirit world comes in. So while we are in this world taking up the commandment or the scriptures being written by every one of us to portray as we come to this world, the father or the parent of a house is being designed to be the head.
Yes.
Now, looking at it from that perspective also, they tend to overuse the authority sometimes and bend everyone to their will without trying to see the side of the children. They will always keep telling you, we are doing this for your best, to your best interest.
Okay.
You understand? They will keep on trying to capitalize more on this word. But deep down within us, I think I would like to call on to all the parents out there to please try to create a mutual group or a space of understanding, or create a dialogue or a table of communication with them to understand why the children could either be good or could be bad.
So can you bridge the gap? I mean, can you tell us differentiate between an immoral person and an immoral person?
The difference is just your subconsciousness.
Okay.
You can be immoral and you choose that lifestyle. I've seen several other people who works within the town. We know them to be, these are good liars, and yet they don't give a damn. We've seen people who work so unkept in town. We've seen people who we practically know this is a bad person, is an armed robber. We've seen other people who are cyber criminals, which are known to be Yahoo boys. And we've seen people who dress so immoral and yet still fancy the way they look. So this is just the perception the life they have within themselves. And an amoral person, I think, is quite very dangerous more than the rest.
Why?
Because I feel like you being immoral, you pick a side. Why stand in the middle? Why would you choose, I don't want to be moral, I don't want to be moral?
Person is clearly not ignorant of the whole situation.
But they know what they are doing.
I
They
know.
are so aware of their situation.
No, they
They don't choose to be moral.
Okay.
And they don't choose to be immoral. They flow with the trend. So it's just that they felt like, I need to be moral because it suits me. I need to go immoral because it doesn't suit me. So that is exactly what I felt it is.
My point is, an immoral person is somebody who is ignorant of this particular thing. Okay, I would like. Okay, let me talk about.
Can you
food.
say they are also zen in nature? Like I said, we are all built with that consciousness.
Yes, we are all
To
built.
know what is right and to know what is wrong.
Okay, from
When you lie, as a human behaviorist,
okay.
if you lie, there are certain reactions that I'm going to get from your body to know the exact statement you made right now. It's a lie.
Perfect liar does not have to do it because they're already embedded in that particular.
Then you must have earned to the throne of being a human behaviorist before you become a perfect liar.
Okay.
As I am, I choose to be not a perfect liar, but I'm good at lying.
Okay, that's.
But the point is, saying I'm good at lying you shouldn't pick those points because I said I am good at lies.
Okay.
The reason why I said that is this. If I lie to you, you can hurt me for doing that.
Okay.
If I tell you the truth, it's the charity I want to give to you.
Exactly.
But I choose to tell the truth because I felt like there is nothing you're going to get and there is no positive impact I'm going to give to you by lying to you.
Okay. The bridge between moral, immorality, and amoral. I mean, you being amoral now. I'm just trying to clarify the fact
You
that
being amoral, like I said, is taking a side whenever it suits you. For instance, you go out as a stripper at night, not because you wanted to earn money. Or let's even cite it as an example, because you wanted to earn money. You know, it is not proper for you to do that, right?
Okay, yeah.
But because you need to fill in some gaps and make good use of those parts, you actually went upstage to do that. And like we know, strippers are not prostitutes anyway. These are just people who show their unclad themselves to pleasures from people in exchange for cash, right?
Yes.
And this same person comes back to the society and dress fully in modest and try to tell the world, I don't do this, I don't do that, I don't do this.
Okay.
To me, if that is what amoral is, I think I will accept.
So what's your own opinion about immorality and amorality? Please, I would like you to drop it in the comment section. So please, can you tell us now, what do you really think the youth now are immoral or amoral?
Wow. What if I say they are both?
Both? Why will you say they are both? Because clearly, like, immorality is something, it's a knowing. You have a knowing that this is what you
Immorality is
chose.
what the society are teaching us.
Okay.
If you don't make money at early stages, people will look down on you.
Okay.
If you make money at early stage, no one is even willing to know if this money is coming purely or not.
Exactly.
If you dress fancily within the society, they will have high ends. Wow, this is a big girl. And if you dress in low quality because that is just what you can afford, you see people gushing you off. So I'll say this, I'm going to choose the society made us who we are. But it is our responsibility to tell the society that we are better than what they thought we are, than what they wanted us to be.
Can you really satisfy the society? Because I feel like no matter what you turn out to be, people still have something to say about you. So why do something to please them?
The society is just meant to checkmate you. You have your life to live, your purpose on earth, you shall be questioned for them. So why living your life to feel or to pleasure the society? You can please them.
Exactly my point.
So if you feel or if you want to know who to please, it's you yourself. Do it rightly. I don't mean simply because you dress naked pleases you, you should go on. No. If you dress nakedly and it suits you, but it's not right for you.
Exactly.
And that's where the need of want and needs comes in. Do what is needed to be done, not what you wanted to do.
Okay, so what is your advice for the youths and the teens watching, and of course the aged people? What do you think? What's your advice for us?
Well, dear youth, I am so sorry you have to come within this era, this century of so immoral world. But the point is, you are better. Why don't you focus on the positive side of life? Be contented with your lot. Be who you want to be. Be an inspiration to others, and make sure you try to raise others up with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Latif, for coming on the
I'm
show.
sorry, I am not Latif by any ramification. I am Abdul Latif. And if you want me to educate you a little on that, I'll be so glad to let you know.
Thank you very much.
This will also
Mr.
serve as a lecture to everyone watching me out there. The word Abdul and Latif are two different words conjoined together to make a very simple statement. The word Abdul is a servant, while the word Latif is that of the
Are we
Most
talking
High.
about morality
So
or
as
not?
for you, yeah, exactly. This is morality. I'm trying to teach you how to be more of good moral to me while you address me next time.
Oh,
Yes.
thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdulatif, for
You're
coming on the
welcome,
show
Lola.
with us.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Thank you very much for having us. Please, if you have any sponsorship or advertisement, you can contact the handles below and drop your likes, your comments, and share. Subscribe to Work TV. Thank you till we meet on the flip side.
I got one studio where I be one tell you for film production, for music production, clean photography.